Hello there students, welcome back to this video series. This is your instructor Dhruvi Bhatt, and today we are talking about one more technical communication, that is technical proposals. One more type of written communication, that is technical proposals. Got excited hearing the topic? Okay, the proposals are nothing like the ones you are thinking. They are more technical in nature, more official in nature, but yes, they would be very beneficial to you, as these proposals would add operational benefit only if they are accepted, of course. Let us try to understand today that what is meant by a proposal and how you can draft a proposal. Starting with first things first, what is a proposal? Okay, proposal is an offer by one party to provide a product or service to another party in exchange of course, money. Proposals are very beneficial to businesses, as with the proposal, with the help of a proposal, you can get new customers, new investors, you can get new suppliers, you can also get grant for doing your research. By acceptance of your proposals, you can be benefited to a huge deal. Moving forward, let us see that what are different purposes for which a proposal is given. There can be many purposes for a proposal, like you want to tie hands with some company, you can give out a proposal. You want to become a new supplier of some organization, you can give a proposal. You want to become the person training the different people in the organization about the modern technologies, you can give out a proposal. You want to make airport belts and airport trolleys automatized, you can give out proposals. Proposals can have very high amount of purposes, and this purpose must be clearly stated in your proposal. Proposals can be having different purposes, but you must be knowing the answers to some of these questions. What are you proposing? Why you are proposing it? How will you accomplish the proposal? Do you have the technical expertise to do so? Do you have the managerial expertise to do so? How can you justify that you will successfully complete the given proposal? So, your proposal must be of significant purpose to you so that it can be accepted by the other party. Let us see what are different types of proposals. Proposals are basically of two types: sales proposals and research proposals. Sales proposals are generally business proposals where you tend to propose for doing business or selling some product or service, as I already told you. In sales proposals, you would try to establish a rapport, and here you would try to make sure that your product or service is better than others, and that is why you are selling it. Research proposals are generally used by academicians. They use research proposals to receive grant from different organizations or from government to carry out a particular research about a particular topic. So, research proposals would be for carrying out a research, while sales proposals would be for carrying out business, a long-term business. Both these proposals can be solicited as well as unsolicited. Difficult words, right? Not with me. Solicited proposals are invited proposals. If someone has invited a proposal that we want 50 trolleys, different organizations can send us their proposals or quotes for providing these 50 trolleys, then it is a solicited proposal or an invited proposal. Government also gives out a proposal, generally in newspapers, for maybe constructing a bridge, maybe constructing some building for public works, etc. Solicited proposals are invited proposals, and that is why they would be having a huge lot of competition. There would be high amount of proposals turning in because they are invited. There would be many people competing here. So if you are giving out a solicited proposal, be extra careful. Make sure that you give your strengths as well as you give your competitors weaknesses. Make sure that you showcase that how you can do it better than others, because there is many people from whom they have to choose. So solicited proposals must be very carefully crafted. What are unsolicited proposals? Obviously they are uninvited proposals. No one has invited, but you want to get into some job, some business, or you want to get into some new venture. You want to start supplying product to some new upcoming businessman. Then you can give out your proposal to that businessman even if the proposals are not invited. Here you will stress more upon your expertise. You will stress more upon things like what are the requirements and how you are the best person to fulfill those requirements. Okay, you will identify with the person for whom the proposal is designed, and after that you will try to complete the proposal. Okay, let us see that what are different characteristics of these proposals. Proposals have many characteristics. First and foremost, they must be mentioning the definite purpose and objective of the proposal. Proposals should be very well crafted. They are the best form of technical documents and the most serious ones, because the result of a proposal is money, is profit. So at the end of a successful proposal, you are going to be rich. That is why make sure that the proposal is very well crafted. Make sure that your proposal should contain all the necessary things and all the necessary documents. Okay, your proposals must showcase your strengths. These are different characteristics of proposals. Let us see that how is the structure of a proposal. It is somewhat similar to the report which we have already studied in great lengths in 2 lectures, in 2 videos. Okay, structure of proposals is almost similar to it, but there are some differences which we would just see. Structure of proposals is divided into different parts again, starting with, of course, the prefatory parts. You would be remembering what is meant by prefatory. Prefatory means before the actual proposal. Here students, the prefatory parts actually hold much more importance compared to report. There, prefatory parts were just a transition to the original report, but here prefatory parts are very important because they would decide whether or not the entire proposal would be read. This is a trailer to your original movie. Make sure that your trailer is dashing, only then the movie would be seen. That is why prefatory parts are very, very, very important in our proposal. Firstly, the title page, of course, it is just as similar to the report, the same structure. Second is letter of transmittal. Here this is a compulsory element. Here you will tell that whether or not it is a solicited or unsolicited proposal, and you are writing this proposal, for what reason, for what purpose, for whom. This proposal is for ABC Industries for supply of maybe trolleys, right? So letter of transmittal, it would carry forward the reader to original proposal. Thirdly, we have the draft contract. It is the raw contract. Obviously the terms and conditions the final amount for the product or service, the time of delivery, the schedule of delivery would be varied once the proposal is accepted, but you will state the initial terms in the prefatory parts, that if you accept the proposals, this would be the terms of delivery of the product. Next prefatory part is table of contents. If your proposal is very brief, then table of contents are not required. But if your proposal is quite lengthy, then you need to make sure that you include the table of contents with the page number of where different topics are. Next is, of course, the list of tables and figures. On which page the different tables and figures exist. This will also be included in the prefatory parts. Again, as I told you, only if your proposal is too long. For a brief proposal which is 5 to 10 pages long, you do not need table of contents or list of tables and figures. Lastly, you will include an executive summary. Executive summary is summary of entire report. As I already told you, 10 to 30% of entire report is mentioned here. Students, executive summary, unlike a report, in a proposal is a compulsory element and very important element. Many people think that whether or not a proposal is accepted is 80% dependent on a good executive summary. The summary would state the basic terms and the basic technologies of how the proposal would be completed very precisely. Most of the people would read or would scan through the executive summary only for all the proposals, and only from the executive summary they will decide whether or not they would accept or not the proposal. So executive summary here is a very important element for the executives, and to make sure that your proposal is the one that is chosen. That is why make a very good summary here. Moving onwards to the next part, which is the body of proposal. Body of proposal is divided into 5 different parts. The first one of them is introduction. Okay, here we have introduction to our proposal, which consists of different things like problem. You will first identify the problem for which this particular proposal is there. Is it for training the new joinees? Is it for supply of new machineries? Is it for automating the production process? What is the problem at hand, and what for you need to write this proposal? That is the first thing which you would mention in the introduction. Second, you would mention the need. Why this proposal is required by the organization. Okay, why you need to solve a certain problem, why you need to provide a certain product, why you need to provide a certain service, why you need to do a certain research. Is there any research gap? Have you found something which is yet to be dwelled upon? What is the need of this particular proposal, this particular research, or this particular proposal? Thirdly, give a proper background for your proposal. Okay, mention different things which are to be taken care of with regards to this proposal. Mention the background information, like for example, if you are writing a research, if you are giving out a research proposal, then what are the papers which you have already seen? What is the research that you have already gone through, and why do you want to research further? What are the things available already to you in the background? Next, give the objectives or purpose of the proposal. As I already told you, purpose must be very specifically stated. Make sure that you clearly define the purpose. Do not give vague purposes like to train employees. This is a vague purpose. Make it precise. To train new joining employees for 3 months period in different languages like Python, data science, etc. That would be a very precise purpose. Make sure that you state the purpose and the objectives of this proposal very clearly. Give out the scope and limitation of your proposal. Scope is, you will draw a line, you will draw a circle around your proposal, that this is the line inside which your product, service or your offerings would stay. You would specifically tell that up to what extent you are completing this task. Limitation is something which is not in your hands, and that too must be stated clearly in the proposal. There should not be any aftershocks for the organization after accepting your proposal. Mention the limitations of your proposals very clearly, that this is some confidential information to which I do not have any access, and that is why that information will not be included in my proposal. Mention all the limitations very specifically, that up to what extent you can complete the proposal. Okay, that was all about the introduction part. Next we would be having technical procedures. Okay, you will specifically mention the processes used for completing the said proposal. How I will complete this task. For that, you need to mention the methods and sources. What are your methods? And if you are doing any research, then how you will access the information required for that research. Okay. By what? By using what sources, whether they are primary sources, whether you would be interviewing someone, whether you would be using some journals, some magazines, where from will you achieve information? Or if it is a sales proposal, then where from you would achieve raw material? Your sources must be clearly stated here. Also, how you will use these raw materials to give out the finished goods. The methods, the technical procedures to complete the task must be stated here. Also, the plan of attack. Clearly state your milestones, your schedule. Clearly state that when and what will be delivered. This is your plan of attack to complete the proposal. Okay, so here you would be mentioning that how you would complete the proposal in the said amount of time. What are the technologies which would be useful to you? Okay, moving on towards the managerial procedures. Obviously, if you have the technical expertise, that is not only enough. You must be having the managerial expertise to do the same. Why so? Because all technical knowledge and no management practices would lead to an unmanaged project, and it may go wayward, out of schedule, would be possessing less quality than promised. So there can be different reasons due to which managerial procedures also must be stated clearly. What you will state in there? What were the sequence of activities? As I already told you, you must be stating that in which sequence the activities will be done and by when they will be completed. Who is going to manage these activities and whether a proper track record is kept or not. Secondly, give out the personal qualifications of people involved in that project. Many short reports just mention the name and designation of people, but long reports would consist of short resumes of each and every person who would be working on this proposal. That would create an impact for the organization, that you have clearly stated everything and not hidden anything from the organization, and you have this intention of completing this project. So, give out the personal qualifications of all the members involved in making the product, giving out the service or doing a research. What else do you need to mention? Mention all the equipments, facilities and products that are available with you. Mention everything along with that features. I have this machine with this technical specifications. I have this products already available. I have 10 acres of land available for completing the project. Give out the details of man and material very properly. Moving onwards towards the last part, which are the supplementary parts. As I have already told you, the supplementary parts are the supporting materials. Again, they are optional. They might or might not exist in your proposal, but it's better to include them. Appendices, here you obviously do not have anything which is related in the proposal and you are not writing in the proposal. In the appendices, you can just give out some of the detailed resumes, some of the past experiences, etc. You can cite your experience of a similar project that can formulate a part of appendix, but nothing much more. Or references, yes, if you have literally quoted from some books or magazines or from some business reports. If you have literally quoted the numbers and the sentences, do not forget to mention them in your references. Okay. That's it from my side, students. That's it about technical proposals. I hope you will be able to draft a very good proposal. Thank you so much for listening to me. This is Dhruvi signing off. Until next time. Bye-bye.